Hey guys, I'm Chris, and this is the Longest Way AMA. I walk from China to Germany, and I'm here to answer your questions. Our sixth question is by Hamster on Tour on Instagram, and they want to know, what was your most beautiful moment with people? It is a little bit of a cliche if I'm going to say that there are too many, right? So many awesome people. How can I pick a moment? But it's true. There were too many, so many awesome people. How can I pick a moment? If I had to, which I do because you asked, I'm going to pick one moment, and it's going to be one of the most beautiful ones, and also it's going to be one of the most surprising ones. So I'm going to tell you about that one. We have to go back all the way to China, all the way to the summer of 2008. It's a long time ago. I was walking through northwest China through the desert, the Gobi Desert, on a desert road. And I'm leaving a little settlement where I've stocked up on water and supplies. I'm fixing to walk down a desert road that will take me to the next settlement in about 3 or 4 days. So before that, there's nothing, just desert, camping and walking. And just as I'm about to leave the settlement, there's a dude standing next to the road, and the dude is looking at me. The dude is about 50 years old, looks like he's not Chinese, he's probably Uyghur or something. He's wearing black leather shoes, black pants, black shirt. He has no luggage, and he's just standing there looking at me. So I say hi, and he says hi. And then I'm fixing to walk past him because I want to get on that desert road to walk through the desert. And he's like, "Are you walking down the desert road?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "I'm coming with you." In my memory, I give him the Serge look. I don't know if you watched Beverly Hills Cop when Axel Foley walks into the art exhibition place, and there's Serge, and Serge looks up and down his outfit. I give that guy the look because with the leather shoes, with the black pants, with the total absence of any sort of supplies or anything, I'm like, how is this guy gonna walk through the desert with me? How's that gonna work? What's he gonna eat, drink, or how's he gonna sleep? But who am I to say? So I'm like, sure, you want to walk? You walk. So the guy walks next to me. We walk down the desert road. Sometimes a car passes or a truck. The guy talks about himself. I talk about myself. We ask each other questions. He's Uyghur. He is a truck driver. He's very unhappy with a failed business where he used to operate a copper mine or something like that. He was cheated. He wants to leave the country. He's generally kind of grumpy. And as a truck driver, he knows everybody. That's what he says. He lives in the next town that I'm going to reach in like 7 days or something like that. And he says, "Don't worry about my food. It's Ramadan anyway, so I don't drink or eat during the day. Don't worry about like the sleeping. I'm just going to get on a truck of one of my friends because I know everybody here. And then I'm going to be gone. It's going to be fine." So I'm like, all right, I guess, sure. And as we're walking, I figure the whole Ramadan situation is a little bit annoying because I still need to drink. I might even need to eat. But I don't want to do it in front of him because like he's also suffering in the heat. It's a summer in the Gobi Desert. So I kind of secretly, here and there, I take a little sip from my water bottle, but not like in his face because he's fasting as a Muslim. I don't eat. I also get kind of grumpy. He is a grumpy guy. I get increasingly grumpy. Also, he keeps asking me questions, and some of his questions are a little bit like too much. Like he asked me, "How much money do you have on you?" And where I'm thinking, okay, like I have a little bit of cash on me because I don't know where I'm going to be able to get to an ATM to get more cash. But I don't want him to know because what kind of question is that? We're out here in the desert. You're this random weirdo that just showed up in his leather shoes with no supplies whatsoever, and you were out in the desert, and then you ask me about how much money I have. Like, what does that mean? So I just tell him like it's ridiculously low amount because I don't want him to know that I have more. And then he walks behind me, and he's like, he starts reciting something or like chanting something. It sounds like some sort of prayer or something. So I'm like, dude, what is going on now? With this guy walking behind me going like, "Oh no, 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 no." I'm like, "Man, what are you doing? Like, what is this? Are you like reciting a prayer or something?" He's like, "No, I'm counting your money. I'm like calculating your money. I'm like, dude, don't calculate my money. It's my money. You have no business calculating my money. I'm getting really grumpy here. And he's like, okay, fine. So we keep walking. And at some point, the guy is like, oh yeah, I know those guys. Truck comes in our direction. He knows those guys. He stops the truck, talks to them. And I feel a little bit better. Like what he said, part of what he said was true. He knows people. And then the truck leaves. And I'm like, didn't you want to like get on that truck? And he's like, wrong direction, man. Like I'm going in that direction. So if a truck comes in and goes in the direction of his house, he's going to get in that one. I'm like, okay, fine. We keep walking. It gets later and later. I'm really exhausted because I have had very little water. I've had no food. I want to go find a place to sleep in the desert. I don't know where. But I don't want this guy to be around when I camp because I don't trust this guy. Like this guy is weird, is grumpy, and has already calculated my money. So I'm just thinking like at some point I might just walk off into the desert as fast as I can and maybe lose him somewhere. And then another truck stops. And this truck is going in the right direction. And the guy is like, okay, dude, I'm going to get on this truck and go home. And I'm like, whew, finally, the weirdo's leaving. And the guy's like, well, there's a problem. I'm like, what's the problem? And he's like, I calculated your money. And the next town is 3, 4, 6, 7 days ahead. And you don't have enough money. Upon which he grabs into his pant pocket and he gets out a little wad of cash. And he wants to hand me that cash. So that was one of those moments. Thanks, Hamster on Tour. Peace. Thanks for reminding me, actually, of that moment. Peace.